Hey everyone, this is Luna Barea. I'm a Jiu-Jitsu brown belt from Spain, and I'm making this video to help somebody who's trying to join a new academy or starting their Jiu-Jitsu journey. I can only talk about my own experience because that's all I have, so that's what I can share with you guys. Like I said, I hope this helps somebody. You're on your own, trying to wandering around, which team will be better, or what academy should I go? I'm hearing this about, I don't know, Gracie Family or Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or 10 Planet, just to name a few different ones. So, because right now we have a bunch of different teams, so it can be a little confusing of which one to pick. I did this tweet saying, hey, be mindful when you're starting your Jiu-Jitsu journey. Just remember that you're paying for a service, right? So of course it's very hard to know which one is good service or bad service, or good team, bad team, or GM Academy when you're first starting. It's even hard when you're already training. So I'm trying to break this down with in other words, for example, like if you're paying a high fee, so you're paying a fee, a membership, right? Sometimes the quantity doesn't match the quality of what you're paying for, right? So if you're trying to get a new car and you want a BMW, you're not gonna pay for it and then leave the car dealer with a Fiat 500, right? That makes sense? Or if you're trying to get some new sneakers and you go to the store and oh, I'm gonna pay for these sneakers. Oh, it's like Nikes, I'm paying whatever amount, and then I leave the store with flip-flops. So that's what I meant about you're paying for a service. So make sure you're getting a balance, like it's an equal between the fee that you're paying to the service that you are receiving. Like for example, if the instructor is not really paying enough attention when you need to work on your technique, or if you have a problem and you ask them, hey, can you help me with whatever is wrong, and they don't take the time to help you out, or they kind of explain it in a rush and then walk away, that wouldn't be a good service. Or if you show up and there's no classes and nobody announced it, so that type of stuff, that wouldn't be a good service. Also hygiene, like if the mat is dirty, or the bathroom are dirty, restaurants are dirty, or if you see people walking out the mat barefoot and going to the bathroom and coming back, those aren't good signs of good service. Because like any grappling sport or combat sport that we're in contact with each other a lot, it means that you can spread infections really quickly between the members of the team, the students, the instructors. So that wouldn't be a good sign of good service. You should expect when the first time you go to a Jiu-Jitsu academy is the environment should be friendly. Like not too friendly, like everyone's trying to be your best friend out of the blue. Like that's not good. But friendly enough to walk you through the gym, through the technique, through a warm-up. Because one thing to try Jiu-Jitsu for the first time, or any martial art, or anything out of your comfort zone, takes a lot of courage. So people who already been training knows that. So they're trying to make you feel comfortable. You should feel welcome and like you belong on the mats. Also, Jiu-Jitsu people like some challenge, and so they probably will want you to train so they can try new things on you to see if their techniques is working, or everyone likes to have good teammates. So if they help their teammates, that means their teammate will improve, and that will help themselves improve as well. So that's first thing, like not too friendly. Another point is make sure the gym match your goals, like whatever goal you're trying to achieve. If you want to be a world champ, or you're trying to just be on shape, of course that would be like you still want to learn Jiu-Jitsu, but for different purposes. So you have to make sure you're picking the right team, and also you're communicating your instructors and your coaches where your goals are, so they can help you and guide you through your journey. Another thing I will make a really good research online first. Like I said, doing a good research on the head coach or the background of the team, like if they are a competition team, if they are self-defense oriented, or both, which would be better. And another point, you should feel free to be able to ask questions in class, like of course not like trying to interrupt the professor or the instructor in the middle of the explanation. I don't know if you have done martial arts before, but there is a heritage which is important, and you need to respect that. Like some, it can sound like common sense, but most of the time, whatever you think is common sense is not common sense for everybody. So just has that on mind. That just be respectful. And about the hierarchy, the belt rank, it doesn't mean that because you are a lower belt, you're less of the person of the other guy who is like, I don't know, brown, purple belt, or even the instructor. Having their black belt doesn't make them better person of you. So if they either respect you, that would be a really big red flag. Um, so another thing, this is kind of controversial, because I cannot call these jiu-jitsu taboos, because mostly everyone knows about, but they don't want to speak, so they don't want to talk about it. So some academies are kind of cult oriented. So for example, they won't allow cross training, they won't allow visitors in the academy, or they don't even may do seminars with somebody out of their team, or they won't allow their students go to do seminars or assist seminars in other teams. So that would be a super red flag for me. I wouldn't join a team that is follows those type of rules. Another thing that I find like a really big red flag is favoritisms. So every student should be treated equally. Like if you're in a class, there is like a group or like 2 people, 3 people that get like 80% of attention from the instructor. That's a really big red flag. Even if they are competitors, or if they are like they don't have enough time to whatever, they cannot go every day, so whatever they go, they try to get as much as they can from the instructor. There is other ways to work through that. Like for example, they could do private lessons, or they could try to change their schedule, because it wouldn't be fair for the rest of the students that are on the mat. The only way I would agree with having favoritisms on the mat, it would be if the student has special needs, like for example they have lack of hearing, or lack of sight, or any other type of special needs, right? But if this is happening, usually the academy would have multiple instructors on the mat, or coaches assisting and helping, so everyone can have enough attention. I was introduced to jiu-jitsu by my brother, which I actually didn't really have an option. He just took me to a gym, like, oh, you gotta train. But I think I will do another video to talk about that, especially just about that. But well, last but not least, I wouldn't join a team if it's no females on the team. Even though when I started going back to that, it wasn't really girls training. But in this case, like if it's no females at all at the gym, that's a big red flag. It might be, I don't know, maybe a demographic issue. Like for example, Jiu-Jitsu here came to the States, or to the United Kingdom, so it can be hard for the girls to commute and go train. But it must be because of the gym is like really dirty. Hygiene can be a big part of that. Or maybe unfortunately this case that might be a really close-minded academy, so that's why there's no females training. which likely this issue is slowly disappearing. I have so much things on mind that I could keep talking about, but I think with these tips, it's like a good enough to help you out if you need to, or like clear your mind if you were having, if you were hesitating on what to expect or what not to expect. But like I said, this is my very own perspective, my very own experience. So when I first started, it was kind of a fight club, and it wasn't a really a team. But now I do have a good team, but I also have been able to visit a lot of academies. So once you go out and see the rest of the world, you learn a lot. So I take that on my own experience, and I hope it can help somebody. So see you guys soon.